Hello everyone, welcome to Timeless Flux. Just lighting up my patchouli incense here. This is a reading which is a bit different from the last one I did here. It's about what I know and what I don't know, and in regards to a specific situation. So you can focus on any specific situation you want to deal with, work with throughout this reading. And I have already selected the piles, as you can see, but I chose not to present them in this first screen here for when you're selecting your piles, because for the last video I've explained that this channel is called Timeless Flux because my readings always use an oracle I've developed myself called Timeless Flux, the Timeless Flux Oracle, and part of its meanings, they're based on the colors of the decks. So maybe some of you would be influenced by the colors of the decks. I know this is a long shot, but I didn't want to risk it. Please let me know in the comment section if you think it makes sense. But I didn't want you to be influenced by the colors of the decks in the oracle, so I just left the charms, the tokens I have for your selection today. Since these are general readings, if you tune into any specific reading and you feel that it doesn't resonate, it has nothing to do with you, please just leave it. Take what serves you and leave the rest. But the process is really simple. We have 3 options. Option number 1, they're 3 golden candles. I love the energy of golden as a color. And the first candle has a star in it, you see. This is option number 1 for pile number 1. And option number 2 has concentric circles. Okay. Option number 3 is the snowflake candle. You could also see this as some sort of herb, maybe a plant. I see it as a snowflake. It's probably a plant. Okay, so see what gets your attention. This is pile number 1, the star candle. Pile number 2, the concentric circles candle. And pile number 3 has this beautiful snowflake plant candle. Okay, so let's move on to the reading of those who chose the star candle. Okay, remember, just as a reminder, the star could be associated with card 17 in the Tarot of Marseille, the star. Okay, and talks about hope, and it also talks about new beginnings. It is the card after the tower, right? After something that needed to fall down has actually fell down, and it's usually something that's out of our control. And then after we have cleared the field of this energy that was no longer serving us, and normally this field clearing is not something easy to go through, but it's actually really necessary. After this process, represented by the number 16 and the Tower card, our energy is renewed. We connect to the source in a different way, and this brings lots of hope, which is the beginning of a path for number 18. That is going to show us a deeper connection to spirit, to mystery, and to our intuition. Okay, so maybe this tells you something about what you know and don't know about this situation, whatever the situation you're concentrating on is. Okay, let's check the cards. Okay, I'm going to start with the Timeless Flux Oracle card, and I can see here that it is a card related to the spiritual journey, a card of the path suit. And let's see what it has for us. Okay, so this card is telling me about your moment right now and about what this situation is related to. This situation is a situation of confronting past versions of yourself. Okay, because whenever we we start a new process, and this is relating to what I was talking about when I was talking about the star, as renewed hope and renewed energy. Whenever we start again, and we start as a new person, we still have to confront the old versions of ourselves. Not that they are necessarily haunting us, but you see, this woman here, she's kissing past versions of herself, because it's impossible for her to move on with her life without considering the lessons from her past. Okay, and she's positive about it. You see, she has kind of a smile going on here, so she's positive about the lessons from her past. It's actually helping her. So it goes new me. The name of the card is new me. And it says, I'm no longer the same. I kiss what I was, will be. And this is a hyphenated word here in Portuguese. I kiss what I was, will be. Like what I was and what I will be. They are dependent upon each other, okay? What I will be depends on what I was. Of course, I have to leave, and I had to leave a lot of things behind me, but the lessons remain. I will never forget the lessons. I have my memories, okay? I have to leave a lot of things behind, but this process here of living with the lessons can be tricky, because if you could cling to negative feelings, and you could cling to the price you had to pay, you feel that you had to pay in order to learn these lessons, okay? And then there's negativity could enter this picture. But this is not a picture of negativity. You're probably at a moment right now where you're seeing why you had to learn the lessons you had to learn, because this moment is much more hopeful than moments you were before. This situation dealing with it has been worse than it is right now, and there are a lot of things that you can see clearer right now. Okay, so the lessons were necessary, and you probably already know about that. But if you don't, please consider that. It has been worse, okay? And most of the things that happened were necessary. Most of the things that fell apart were necessary for you to be now in this position of dealing with these lessons that are necessary in the construction of your new self, okay? Now let's see what you know and what you don't know about the situation. And I have two extra cards. I have a card for what you know, what you don't know, what helps your process, what hinders your process, and a piece of advice. Okay. Okay. So what you know is that this is a new emotional beginning filled with promises and possibilities. So maybe you're talking about a new relationship. Maybe you're talking about something that is not necessarily a romantic relationship, but a new friendship. It could even be something related to work, but that find you really hopeful that that you finally feel fulfilled at your place of work. Okay. But probably we're talking about a romantic relationship here, okay, partnership in a romantic sense, okay, and this is a new beginning, and you're filled with hope and promise, and there's promise, there's real promise in there. It's not this is not something to disconsider, okay, but what you don't know is that there's something unfair about this whole situation, and I always like to tell people when I have this card here, the justice card in reverse, that justice begins with whatever is fair to yourself. Okay, justice begins with yourself. So maybe you're being unfair to yourself when it comes to this new romantic beginning, this new relationship. Okay, maybe you're being unfair to yourself because sometimes we need to learn tough lessons in life, and this kind of hardens us, okay, inside. We get we are afraid, we become afraid of opening up for new relationships. This could be happening to you. And then we are unfair. We become poor judges of new relationships, because we think everything is going to repeat itself. And we are we apply the lessons we've learned a bit harshly, or too harshly. Okay, this could be happening to you. This is what I'm hearing. What helps you is that you are a giving person, and that you normally, when you start anything, you start it thinking, listening to your heart. Okay, so you have lots to give, and everything that you do, you try to follow your heart, you try to listen to your heart. Your heart is your guide, so it helps you. If you're being harsh on this new person, this new relationship, you're not being too harsh. And just as a reminder, it really seems like a relationship situation here, but it could also be related to a new job that you think you're really going to like. That's really that shows promise of fulfilling you emotionally. It could be a new friendship. And if you're asking about this situation, what I have to tell you is that maybe you're being a bit too harsh on this person, judging too quickly because of the lessons you learned from the past. Maybe you're a bit afraid that they're going to repeat themselves. But what helps you is that you're always trying to make decisions with your heart. And what is hindering this process is that you're maybe a bit too concerned with the material aspects of this partnership. Okay, this could be a situation in which this person earns less money than you, or maybe this person, maybe you're dealing with a person that offers great opportunities for you to develop in your work. Maybe this is someone who has contacts, that's good for networking in your professional area. And maybe you're only seeing this side of things. You're not seeing the emotional side of things, and that's why you're judging this situation poorly. Okay, imagine you just met a person, and then you're too worried that she's going to, or he's going to rip you off, because you have a history of relationships in which people took advantage of you being the person with the most financial success. This could be one of the stories. This is what I'm hearing. Another possibility is you met at work, or maybe you are working in a common area, a common professional area, and you're always talking about work, and you're always relating to the person as someone that can help you professionally. But in fact, this person can turn into a romantic interest, or an amazingly rich, profound, deep friendship. And this is something that you want, but you're afraid to miss professional opportunities, or to see more into the relationship than there actually is, because this is something that has happened to you in the past. So you need to let go of these fears and trust a little more, because these fears are leading you to focus on the material side of this situation, whatever it is. But it's certainly a situation involving relationships. Could be a romantic relationship, could be a friendship, could be a professional relationship. Whatever the relationship is, you need to judge it better, to let go of the lessons you've learned, in a sense of, okay, you've learned your lessons. They're not going to let you down. You're going to apply these lessons well. You're protected in this sense. And I have to see this card here, because yes, exactly. You have learned how to provide for yourself. You have learned how to overcome material problems. Sorry. But this has somehow affected the way you judge relationships, or is at least affecting the way you judge this relationship, this situationship right now. Okay, so don't worry, you are okay when it comes to the material realm, whether you're thinking about money specifically, whether you're thinking about professional advancement, whether you're thinking about your comfort, your material security. Try not to judge this relationship, this opportunity based solely on its material aspects, because I know you had some tough lessons going on in the past, that took away your material security, because you're such a trustworthy person and you have so much to give, and you're always considering what comes from the heart. You're always judging with your heart. But okay, you learned the lesson. You don't have to be so hard on other people. And forget who you really are. Okay, you don't have to be naive, but you have already built your limits and they're clear. Do not be unfair to yourself or to others. Of course, first and foremost, do not be unfair to yourself, because it's kind of unfair if you cannot experience this relationship fully because you're so afraid that something that happened in the past is going to happen again. Okay, it's kind of the situation I'm seeing here. And let's see what the Oracle of the Goddess says. Yeah, you see? Then you have Matt, and this is the Goddess of Justice. Okay, so this situation is about justice. Whatever feels fair to you, you need to bring balance back to this situation, okay? What I see here is that this situation is unfair. And it is unfair because you're focusing on the material side of things, okay? But this is not your normal self. Your normal self focuses on the heart and listens to the heart and is ruled by the heart. Now you're afraid to do that because you're trying to create new and healthy limits, and that's okay. But maybe you're being unfair with this new beginning, this new relationship, whether it be friendship, a new relationship at work, but probably for most of you, this is a new romantic relationship. I hope it has helped, okay? And now I'm going to move on to pile number 2. Okay, for those of you who chose pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the concentric circle candle, and if you can see here, it's also kind of a spiral, yeah, because it starts here and then it goes. It looks like concentric circles, but if you really observe here in the middle, it starts as a spiral and then it becomes really concentric. It's not an irregular spiral. Okay, what it says to me is that sometimes things look even and unrelated, because when you see concentric circles, like from a distance like this, they look totally unrelated, like different realms that are not talking to each other. They are not related to each other. But once you get closer to the picture, you realize they're actually connected, okay? Even if they look unconnected, they look like they're standing on their own, they're actually part of the same spiral of events. So maybe this means that you need to take a better look at the bigger picture in order to see how different facts related to, different facts in your life, different realms in your life connect to the situation you're inquiring about. Because maybe you think this is something really particular, something related to a person, to your job, to whatever it is you're asking about, but this may have broader implications. This may be related to many different areas of your life and you're not just seeing. So let's see if the cards can help clarify that. I don't know if you've watched my last video, but I'm going to start with a card from the Timeless Flux Oracle, okay? And it's divided into 4 suits, as I said in the introduction. I don't know if you skipped the introduction. And this suit here is the lightning bolt suit. So it's going to talk about the situation a little. It's going to contextualize what you know, what you don't know about this situation. And it talks about something that some spiritual red flag, some insight that comes in the form of a concrete aspect of your life, emotions that start showing up, something you realize in your body, something different in your body, or some kind of constriction, illness, anything that happens in your life that actually has broader spiritual meaning. Okay, so it's also related to this idea of concentric circles that actually turn out to be a spiral, turn out to be connected. Okay, it's something concrete and divinely sent that shows you that something needs to change. It's a sign. Okay, and let's see what sign it is. Oh my God. Okay, so you recently got a sign, or you're receiving signs. If you're not paying attention to that, then please pay attention. That whatever road you're taking, or one of the roads you're taking, is not for you. Okay, it's a false road. So because you can see we have a road here that seems to be nice, and I think it's useful to show you. There's a suit in this oracle that is called the path suit. Okay, and this talks about the sacred path, your spiritual path, and there's a road here too, but it's completely different. You see, it's kind of crazy. Sometimes you see almost like little faces here. Okay, and it's infinite, right? It's cyclic. Okay, it's completely different from this one. This one seems more organized, logically organized. There's it looks like a human road, let's say, more, and there are houses and bridges and the light post and everything. But in the end, we have got here, you see, this huge snake, okay, ending up in this little tongue here that I find amusing. So the name of this card is the Snake Road. Okay, I forgot the other name for this, Serpente. The Snake Road, but it's a snake road. And the inscription reads, is it a path or escape route? Okay, is it a path or escape route? You know, but you don't believe. Okay, so there's a situation, a decision, something that you're doing that you already know is not the right path, is not the right direction. You know that you're escaping something when you're doing that, when you're taking this direction. But you just don't believe it. You don't believe what you know. Deep down inside, you already know this is not the way to go, but you just don't believe it enough to take action and move away from that. So probably the situation that you're inquiring about is not for you. Okay, it's some sort of escape mechanism, but let's see more about that with the tarot cards. And I have cards. Let me see if I have cards for, it's like this: what you know, what you don't know, what helps this process, what hinders this process, and advice. Okay, so what you know about this is that you're strong enough to deal with that, whatever that is, okay? And this is related to something that could be almost instinctive about you. You see, well, this is a classic representation of the strength card, yeah, number 11. Maybe 11 means something to you. The strength card is this man able to tame this beast, okay, normally a lion, Okay, so you know you're strong enough to deal with this, whatever it is. Okay, what you don't know is that this is gonna cost you. This is gonna cost you in terms of initiative. Okay, maybe you're concerned about proving yourself capable of doing that, whatever that is, and it seems work related, but it could be related to a relationship, some kind of attitude you keep on having because you want to prove yourself capable of keeping this attitude. I don't know, but it's probably work related, and you know you're capable of dealing with that, but it's kind of what's the point if it's going to have you losing in terms of initiative of following a path that's truer to you, because at this moment you have outcome competition. Okay, you outcame competition. You know that you have whatever it takes to stand your ground and to present yourself in the best possible light. You know that this is something you know. You know that there are spiritual insights and ideas coming in, flowing in, with several different possibilities on what you could do with your life, and this could be in professional terms, but also in terms of actions to improve your quality of life. You already know that. Maybe you don't know, because here this card says that this is an escape route. You know, but you don't believe. Maybe you are afraid that if you leave this, that you know you're strong enough to deal with, even if it costs you. Maybe you're afraid that you won't have any other possibility. But if you're afraid of that, stop being afraid. Just like give up on this fear, or at least you could do something different even if you're afraid, and ask for the guidance of God and ask for God's protection. But what it shows here is that you're already having insights on these opportunities, other things that you could do to improve your life in professional terms and in terms of quality of life. If you're thinking about other situations related to relationships, okay, you have lots of insights, but maybe you're worried that these insights are not going to come through, and they are going to come through, because what we have here is the Seven of Wands, okay, and the Seven of Wands at 7 is a sacred number, okay, so it shows me some protection when it comes to this area, and it shows me that this for me is the beginning of a point in your professional life or in your active life, a turning point in terms of actions in your life, in which you are protected and you're receiving insights on what to do, insights on your true path, okay, that lead you away from this confusion here. But the thing is, you already know this is not your path. You already know this is not something you should be doing. Maybe you're feeling tempted to just prove that you can do it. Maybe you're still in the moment in which and I've been there, I've done that, in which okay, I just want to prove that I can do it. And it's better to spend time proving to yourself and to other people that you can do it than to actually see this is not the right path for you. Okay, now let's see what else we have here. What helps you is that you have great initiative when it comes to work. So you are actually a doer. You are a person who likes to do lots of things. You like to work, and you like to enter new ideas, new projects. You would like to propose new things. So if you want to change your status right now, if you want to change your course of action, it will be quite easy for you to do it. Maybe in spite of this fear or this resistance to recognizing this is not the right path. What is actually in your way, what hinders this process, is that whatever this is giving you some kind of mental stability. Okay, so what I see here is that you're really afraid. You are really afraid right now that, well, this is something that you already know. It became a part of your comfort zone. You don't know if you change scenarios, even if you're if you have such, um, uh, if you have such high energy when it comes to new initiatives. You're always doing something different things, and you're a really active person. You like to work, and you like to work in new projects. Okay, but when it comes to this false path here, the situation you're asking about, it kind of gives you comfort. Okay, you feel comfortable because you already know what it is. So there's some kind of mental comfort zone. Maybe you feel a little, okay, how am I going to explore other options? I even see these other options coming out for me. I see these other options as insights, things that I'm starting to imagine, other possibilities people have talked to me about. But and I see this is a false path. Maybe you're escaping these possibilities precisely because you're afraid of learning something new, or of confronting this situation in which you are going to be a beginner again and deal with a completely different version of yourself. Okay, the mental side of it. Well, what the tarot is saying here is that you really need to make a choice. And maybe to help you, this choice needs to be based on what you love, okay, what you're passionate about. But you really need to make a choice. There comes a moment in time in which you need to make a choice, and maybe that's why this card is here for you, talking about this situation. You can no longer escape the many possibilities that are opening up for you just because you're afraid. And I know this is a tough situation. I don't want to sound insensitive, and I've been there myself a lot of times. I'm moving the camera a bit to see if I can take this shadow off the frame here, but so that you can see the cards better. But the thing is, you need to decide. Okay, let's see what the Oracle of the Goddess is. Okay. It's a beautiful card, Bast. It's an Egyptian goddess represented by a cat. See, and a cat, and there's a serpent. So similar, and I forgot the word. So similar with the word in Portuguese, and I forgot it. Bast is just bringing this joyful message, asking you, when was the last time you had had fun? You simply had fun. Do you like games? Do you plan time for fun? I know it sounds crazy, but when was the last time you actually said, okay, today I'm just going to have fun. I'm just going to go with the flow. Do you like playing with your friends? Because, and why is this related to your reading? I can say clearly now. Maybe you're so committed to proving that you're able to do whatever this is, to overcome whatever obstacles are presented by this pathway, this situation that you're inquiring about, that is probably work related. Because these challenges here, these obstacles in the path, they seem to be what other people expect from you. They seem to be important, maybe for the growth of your career, for your personal growth, and you want to show everybody, and you want to show, especially you want to show yourself that you can do it, that you're strong enough, and you know that you're strong enough. You know that you have, and the cards are showing me that you have what it takes to deal with this situation. The problem is, it's not fun. it's really not fun, and you know this is not what you're meant to be doing. You know, but you don't believe because you have, for some reason, committed to proving to yourself and to everyone else that you can do it, and it became more important than simply having fun. So anything that you can do to have fun, to enjoy life, to play. Play is very important in our lives. Playing is an important a spiritual gift and spiritual practice that can connect us to our higher selves and can connect us to several different insights, spiritual insights, and to love, because you need to make a decision. You need to decide on what path you're going to take, and this path needs to be true. It cannot be an escape mechanism only that's going to prevent you from exploring the many different possibilities Spirit's showing you and putting your way and sending you messages about insights, maybe even communication from different people. Okay, you have what it takes to change this situation, to leave this situation. In fact, this is not a good situation for you, but you need to choose wisely, and you need to choose soon, I have to tell you, and based on love, based on what you're passionate about. How are you going to focus on what you're passionate about if you're not joyful, if you do not play, if you don't have this sense of fun surrounding your life, and if you're too focused on the struggle, the everyday struggle? Okay, so I hope you find this message useful. Please let me know in the comment section how this message, this reading has reached you, if it has reached your heart and helped clarify your situation. And now I'm going to move on to our pile number 3. Okay, thanks for watching. So pile number 3, this is your reading. And if you chose pile number 3, you chose this candle that at first I've described as representing a snowflake. I've always seen it as a snowflake. And then when I showed it to you here in the video, I said, okay, this could be a plant. This could be some sort of herb. Okay. It has 6 little branches here. Okay. And now that I'm looking at it closer, it really looks like a plant. Okay. And please, if you want to comment on the comment section, if you have other impressions on this representation here, you can let me know. But what it comes to me right now is that this is a situation related to representation. It is related to how much you can give, because the 6 talks about what you can give, who's around you, and how are you going to deal with the giving and receiving aspects of your life. Okay, and this is balanced here. So maybe you're searching for some kind of balance between what you give and what you receive. But let's see what the cards tell us. Okay, first I'm going to start with the Timeless Flux Oracle card. If you didn't see my past video, if you haven't watched it and maybe skipped the introduction, this is the oracle in which this channel is inspired. It was channeled by me a couple of months ago, and it has 4 suits. This suit is specifically is the circus suit, and it's based on a Latin expression called panis et circenses, which means bread and circus. The expression that says that in order to keep the masses constrained or under your ruling, you need to provide bread and circus. They need to be fed, and they need to have some kind of diversion, and they need to have some kind of fun, even if it's just something that's going to make them numb okay, not something really healthy or productive. So this suit talks about social interactions. It talks about our social persona, the masks we sometimes need to use in order to interact with other people. And let's see what kind of challenge it's presenting, because this is going to contextualize your situation. Okay, your challenge right now is that you feel your life is not being guided by you. You feel whatever you do is being guided by other people. And this situation you're inquiring about is related to that, because here we have the kite. Okay, this is a kite, but as you can see here, it is uneven. One side is bigger than the other. This is bigger than this, and it's flying. Okay, it's flying. It represents a butterfly, but it seems to be a bit unbalanced, and it's actually if there's something to notice about this card, that it's actually flying alone, because if you observe the movement of the string here, this little cord, it would be impossible for this person to actually be guiding this. I don't know why I'm concentrating on this aspect here today in this reading, but it's really calling my attention that it would be impossible for this person to actually guide this kite with this movement of the string, you see, because it's flying itself, but the impression, the feeling is that it's being guided by someone else. Okay, so it's an illusion that it's being guided by someone else, but in reality, maybe this is something that that this illusion is useful somehow. So the kite says, well, the name of the card is the kite, and the inscription says, it's so light, so beautiful, so pretty, but who is actually holding the kite? And this is the mystery. So maybe you feel that your life is being guided by other people. You feel that your actions are not actually yours. It's not actually your responsibility. You'd like to be free from this situation, but you are free. You're flying solo, really. Even if you are attributing responsibility for to other people for what you're doing, in the end, it's your responsibility. They are not strong enough to fly your kite. Yeah, the kite is you in this situation, this metaphorical scenario. They're not strong enough to fly your kite. You're flying solo, but you're attaching yourself to these people, to these external influences, and this is your choice. You're doing this for some reason. Now let's see what reason it is. So what you know is that in this situation, even if you feel like other people are controlling you, other people are manipulating you, you're not really the owner of your thoughts, your actions, etc. There's movement. Okay, maybe we're talking about a situation involving three people, but this, if there are three people, three important people, I distinctly hear three important people related to this situation. If we're talking about a situation with three people, these three people are the tripod. They are what makes this situation move. Okay, and this could be a work situation, and this could be a general career situation, even if it doesn't involve a formal job, and this could also be related to studies. But we have three people in this situation here, probably, or at least three important factors to consider. And you know that these three people are needed in order to make things going. And this, even if you feel constrained by these people, at least, it's an at least situation. At least you know things are moving. At least you know things are moving forward. But then we have two cards that represent what you don't know. And this is happening only for you, Pyre Free. You don't know that you need to be clearer about your intentions in this situation. And you also need to explore, you also need to know that you are more capable of doing things on your own, maybe launching new projects, or maybe presenting things in this in this context, maybe we're talking about a university context, we're talking about monograph presentation, thesis presentation, but it could also be a project at work. You need to know that you need to set out clear intentions, not to feel so manipulated by these three people, because you may feel like they are a solid base. They are not. They are the tripod of the situation as it is presented now, and you are really you are not comfortable about how things are going for you, because you feel like they're controlling your every step. You would like to be, and you would like to feel freer to make decisions, and you don't know that you're actually capable of making decisions on your own, and you have everything it takes to create this project in the terms that you would like it to be created, to manifest it in the terms you'd like it to be manifested. But in order to manifest it this way, you need to clarify your intentions. You need to be clear about what you want. Maybe you need to communicate it clearer, because I don't see here people trying to undermine you. I don't see people trying to manipulate here. To manipulate you. What I see here is that because you believe these three people are necessary, because you believe these three people are the only thing responsible for this situation to exist the way it exists, then you do not set your clear intentions, and you do not think it's possible to do things your way. But I'm telling you, it is totally possible to do things your way. You just have to be a bit clearer about what you want, and maybe it means you have to talk about it. Let's see what helps and what hinders. It helps you that you have a strong sense of justice, but not justice as in the representation of the eighth card, but justice in the sense of there will come a point in which you will consider everything that you've done in the past, and you will confront this situation with all the value you have to offer from your past experiences. So if you're feeling a bit out of power right now, if this is not your most empowered moment, there will come a time in which you will judge your past accomplishments, and you will realize, I see this coming for you, and you will realize that you are able to turn this project around and to realize it in your own terms. But for that, you need to clarify your intentions, because I don't see people in your way. What I see is that you are yourself in your own way. Okay, you're giving too much power to these people. You're seeing these people for more than they are. What's hindering this process is that there's a lack of emotional stability. Your emotions are playing a game on you. Maybe because you think these people are so special, or because you think you don't have, let me see if I can just move this a little bit for you to see the whole card. Okay. You don't have what it takes in terms of emotional stability. Maybe you see these people here and that's why you see them as the tripod of this project or this situation, without whom nothing could ever happen, nothing could ever fructify. But maybe you see them this way because you see them as wise, you see them as above all very generous, and you don't see yourself as this kind of person. But there will come a time in which you realize you see yourself under a different light, and this is all that's lacking really for you to feel free. Because what I see here is that you're not actually arrested. You're not actually imprisoned. You are imprisoning yourself, okay? You feel like that, but there's no one. Now I understand why I was so caught up by this aspect of the drawing, in which it wouldn't be possible for this person to be flying this kite. Really, this kite is being fled by itself, because look at the position of this cord. Okay, so that's why you're choosing not to see that you are much more powerful, and that your terms and conditions for this project, this situation, whatever it is, they are actually good terms and good conditions. You just have to set your intentions clearly, and maybe you have to talk to these people and see that they are your equals in this project. I'm hearing also that maybe these 3 people, maybe you are one of them, and there are 2 more. This could be you and 3 more, or you and 2 more. But anyway, what I'm hearing is you are part of the tripod. You are part of what makes this project a project. You are not someone to be led. You're not being led. You see yourself as being led, because you're preventing from saying exactly what you want to see happening in this project. But in the near future, I see you coming to the conclusion that everything you've done in the past has added has added a lot of value to yourself. You have a lot to offer to this project situation, whatever it is. I keep repeating project, so I think that for most of you, this is a project, this is an initiative in studies or in work, etc. And right now, what's preventing you from feeling this way is that you don't feel emotionally stable. Maybe you don't feel mature enough. But that's not true. And in the end, pure gold. See, in the end, you're going to have a lot of material satisfaction, and this project is going to bring you money. This project is going to bring you, if not a lot of money, it's going to bring you a lot of a lot of material security for as long as you can rise up to the challenge and present to these other people involved in this situation your terms, because your terms are good. You just need to set your intentions straight. You just need to tell them, okay, this is how I envision this project. Let's see what the goddess, okay, let's see what, this is what the oracle of the goddesses has to tell you. Sheila Nagig is talking about an opening, okay, being open. And if you see the card here, this reads opening, it is in Portuguese, okay? And from her genitalia and from her womb, you see these roots coming down and connecting her, rooting her, grounding her in the earth. But this is only happening because she is really opening herself up to it. Okay, I see a couple of things here. A lot of people think that this image is really scary. Yeah, and I think this image is really beautiful. Nothing can happen in the outside world if you don't open yourself up to share what is inside of you, so that whatever is inside of you that's sacred, that's your best version, can create its own roots and multiply and fruitify, okay? So what I see for you here is whatever it is that you think this project should be, and whatever your intentions are. When I say set your intentions, I mean clear your head. You know what this project should be, so write it down. Clear your head. Stop thinking that these people are becoming an excuse. You're more powerful than you think. You soon see it. You soon see how your experiences brought you to this point. But the thing is, you need to open yourself up, and you need to allow whatever is inside of you to grow its own roots in this world, to manifest. And this is an intense and sometimes very difficult process that is related to prosperity, that is related to material abundance. Okay? Why? Because we only give from ourselves and open up to give more and more if we believe there will be more to give. If we don't believe in scarcity, if we believe that the source, the well within ourselves is infinite, and there will always be more to give. If you're holding on, do not blame other people. I'm sorry if this message sounds harsh, but I'm only telling you what I'm seeing. If you're holding on, do not blame other people. Blame a scarcity mentality and believe that inside of you there are a lot of things that can sprout, that can come out, and that are going to help the project. And these other people, they are not in your way. You're in your way. Okay? You have emotional stability. This is going to whatever you're feeling, like I don't know, maybe you're angry, maybe you're sad, maybe you're creating your own sadness, you're creating your own anger. You're thinking about these people manipulating you, but you're manipulating yourself because you're afraid to open up. And once you do it and tell exactly how you see this project, this situation, I really strongly see it as a project, but because there are a lot of people watching this video, this could even be about a relationship, okay, you guys? So maybe you're in a relationship and you don't see this relationship the way your partner is proposing, and you're so quiet and then complaining. He's manipulating me. He's flying this wedding alone. You see, he's flying this wedding alone is as if I'm not here. He's always telling me to do this and that. But you're allowing this to happen because you're afraid to tell this person, this is not how I see marriage going. This is not how I see this project going, whatever your situation is. But you need to speak up. In order to speak up, and you need to set your intentions, write about it, write your visions, and then clear your mind about what your intentions are for this project, because you're valuable and you certainly have past experiences who have taught you how to conceive projects like that, how to untangle situations like that. If you do that, if you open up, then material wealth will come. Okay, hope you find this message useful. Please let me know in the comment section of this channel. And bye-bye. That's it.